for me but me. If you don't know who I am, guess who I am. My name is Maven.
It genuinely intrigues me when I see this couple come about when it comes to Leo. Well, hold on. I had a thing. Hold on. Leo man, Libra woman. Because they're so compatible, because they're so high maintenance and alluring to so many people on so many levels. One second. So dealing with Leo men, right? Typically these are masculine men. These men are very confident, very flamboyant, very out there, very much all about the finer things in life. If you know, you know. But sometimes they could be on the chill side, believe it or not. Even if they work in a regular ass 9 to 5 blue collar job, these guys enjoy the finer things in life. Mind you, these guys take a lot of pride in the money that they freaking work for, bro. Like, I was working with a Leo. He was younger, bro, but he was trying to buy me. Like, he made more money than me on the floor, and I was a tech at the time. And yeah, every time he got paid, he was always buying me lunch. He's like, "Oh, did you eat today?" I'm like, "Dude, why you like?" It ain't tricking unless you got it, is what I'm trying to say. And when it comes to Libra women, we're dealing with somebody who is ruled by the planet of Venus. So somebody who values finer things of life. And not only that, harmony and balance with communication as well as connecting with the people in their communities. Where these two get along. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. Hi, my name is Maven. I'm a singer, songwriter, also makes into astrology. And I just dropped a song. Well, it's not a new song, but I put out a slowed version of my song Insane today. I think it's October 31st, be 4 or 5 years since I released the song. And I have a music video, and I want you to check that out, okay? Okay. Going back to Leo man, Libra woman. The only celebrity couple that I got is Dylan Sprouse and Barbara Palvin. Like, it was a little bit harder to find because of one of many, many reasons, if I'm being honest with you. One of those many reasons is attention. This is the rise and the downfall of how it can and can't work between Leos and Libras. Both ways. Okay? When Barbara is a model for Victoria's Secret, Dylan Sprouse is one of the Sprouse twins from Zach and Cody. Okay? They work out well because I feel like once Leos start to grow, they stop seeking. Once Leos stop seeking external validation, they become likable people. Like, you ever observe a Leo, right? Just observe them. Some of them, they never grow out of that mindset. And that's okay. It all depends on what's in one's chart. But I'm telling you, like, more times than not, even I had a childhood friend from like middle school and a little bit of high school who was close. I'm a Sag. She was a Leo. She's a very artsy girl, very giving, very sweet, very much like a queen, right? Had the queen empress energy. That's one of those cards in tarot, by the way. They tend to give as an extension, and I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, as long as you're willing to receive it and the attention is positive. The areas of concern that I would have is Libra women tend to be very attractive women in their spirit when they're balanced, when they're harmonious. Trust me, once they stop seeing shit from your perspective, you got a lot on your hands. Okay? So don't even go there. If you know, you know. Leos, however, I just feel like Leos need to be with somebody more grounded than them, man or woman, because they're a lot. Okay, Leo's ruled by the sun. Okay, so basically they're born with the mentality of I'm gonna be the center of attention. Okay, the sun rules the entire universe. Okay, more times than not, they operate that way. Now, if they're not, let's just say they're on the introverted side, right? The guy's on the introverted side, and he's okay with the female being the center of attention, even better. Sometimes they're like, you know what? The sun doesn't always shine 24 hours a day. Hell, it probably only shines for like 14 hours of the day, you know? And we move on an axis, you know? I think the strengths of this, it comes down to being able to understand each other's needs. I generally feel like Leos, their love language tends to be gift giving and words of affirmation. Because also when I think about Leos, I think about Nipsey Hussle. He's a Leo, but he's with Lauren London. She's a Sag. But words of affirmation, gift giving, quality time, I think those are the love languages of Leo. And I think that's very similar to Libra. Libra is the sign of balance, harmony, music, the arts. So, also too, Leo's the sign of the theater, theatrics. I'm gonna give it a strong 9 off bat because I feel like the similarities pulls the rating together to a 9 out of 10 in my opinion. Now, here's where the areas arise, and you guys want me to be honest because I'm not going to sit here and gloss over and tell people what the fuck they want to hear, especially on my channel. The areas of concern to me is the lying on both ends. Libras will tell white lies here and there to keep the peace. Leos will lie to not face who they really are. Or to not face any inconveniences that they experiences that will make them feel weak. Trust me, I know it. Okay? I had a whole girl for years who would get mad at me, and instead of throwing tantrums, like instead of talking about it with me, she would high-key throw a tantrum and disappear for months at a time. Like just doing weird shit like that, and then be watching my shit from the corners, and then would hit me up like, hey, like I bet you even now she probably still does it, and it's like, dude, you know, I'm never like, it's not that deep, you understand? It's like not that fucking deep. And it's like Libras on the other end, where it's like their lying is so strategic, it's so weird at times. Let's just say you can ask them, oh, did you go to the store? They would lie, knowing damn well they didn't go to the store, and be like, oh, but they didn't have it. Like, you could ask them, oh, could you get this from the store for me? And they would be like, oh, I went, but they didn't have any. So, I came home. Knowing damn well they never stopped to the store, probably. Just to be like, just to save face. You know, to save face and to not be like, not upset people. Versus what a Leo would like be like, well, damn, she got me, so I'm not gonna like have this person looking at me like I'm weak or something. So, like, it's very rare for them to come to that acknowledgement and to be aware of things externally because they don't want to be perceived as weak. Okay? Leo men and Leo women. Versus Libras, they will do it to keep the peace. And I feel like that shit would get irritating because if you're eventually trying to grow, especially with somebody else, you're gonna want to water the roots of things that are not sprouting in them so they can get better at addressing them. For them to flourish. Sorry, my thing keeps cutting in and out. Hold on. So, I still would give it a 9 out of 10. Only because of multiple things. And I feel like attraction is everything. Frequency is energy. Energy is everything. Because all in all, and that's another thing too. I might dock this down to 8 out of 10 too. The superficiality got to stop. That has got to stop. With both ends. Like, just because shit glitters doesn't mean it's gold. Sometimes you need to look for quality over quantity. Not everything that shines is an object of quality. You could bring it home one day and it could fall apart the next. Okay? So, and I think that's just one area of concern where it's like, I know for a fact both these zodiac signs will gloss over it. Well, they'll be like, oh, well, he fine. Well, she fine. We'll make it work. And then y'all always constantly bickering, arguing, never growing because you just want it because it looks good. Okay? So I'm actually going to dock it down to 8 out of 10. Other than that, if you generally put in the work, I know for a fact a Libra woman will be the grounding force in this relationship. If you put it in the freaking work, it would be just freaking fine. Okay? I've got to go. I'll talk to you later. Make sure you check out my music and subscribe to my channel. I love you guys and see you on the next one.